Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV viewers breaking news for our viewers. Yeah, tasveer, la tasbiri. Don't flame. The general shouted, his eyes flashing with anger, his jaw clenched as he stormed towards us. A couple of fighters hovered of the back of the militia's lead truck, fanning out around our vehicle, their rifles drawn. The second truck that had been following us, tan-colored and laden with the heavy machine guns, abruptly pulled over to our side, hemming us in. There was a moment of panic. Were they going to shoot us? We had come to Darfur to report on the world's worst humanitarian crisis, never intending to become part of the story. But months of planning came upward in moments when we were detained by a militia led by the man everyone called the General. Cameraman Scott McWhinney handed him the camera, assuring him, "We are not filming. We are not filming." Producer Brent Swalls quickly got out of our truck to defuse the situation. "Are you okay? Are you okay?" he asked. Abruptly, the general turned his back on us and grabbed a rifle from one of his soldiers. Before taking aim across the tree-dotted savannah, I was relieved that the gun was not pointed at us but still disturbed by his erratic behavior. I looked pleadingly at our drivers. "What's going on?" His face was ashen. "I don't know," he said. The general fired off a round. The target appeared to be a bird. He missed. We had arrived in North Darfur the previous day. The goal was to get to Tawalia, a town under the control of SLM-AW, a faction of Sudan Liberation Movement led by Abdul Wahid al-Nur, a neutral party in Sudan's bitter civil war. Tawilah is just 32 miles southwest of the besieged city of El Fasar, which is the front line of the grisly fight for the Darfur region. As a result, it has become a refuge of sorts of tens of thousands fleeing the city. The 18-month conflict in Sudan has been drastically overshadowed by the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, but the UN fears it could become an far deadlier, a cruel confluence of hunger, displacement, and diseases, with both the Sudanese armed forces and the rapid support forces, the two main warring parties in its conflicts, accused of war crimes. According to UN, more than 10 million people have been displaced in the violence, almost a quarter of Sudan's population. More than 26 million people, over 3 times the population of New York City, face acute hunger. In particular, all eyes are on Darfur, where a genocide was perpetrated from 2023 to 2025, and where, I beg your pardon, a genocide was perpetrated from 2003 to 2005, and where vicious war crimes have hidden fears that the worst could be realized again. In August, a famine was declared at the Jamjam displaced people's camp in Darfur, and yet only a handful of international journalists have been able to get inside the start of the war to report on what is happening. After many months of failing to get permission to visit Darfur from the SAF or the RSF, the invitation from the SLM-AW leadership to visit Tawilah seemed the safest way to get in, tell the story. Behind this exclusive report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.